If you've ever tried to wire a large amount of money across international borders, you know the process is surprisingly clumsy. It takes days of waiting, requires multiple intermediary banks, and comes with heavy fees. Moving capital around the globe is incredibly slow and expensive. Stellar was created to solve this exact problem. It's a high-speed network designed to make international transfers as efficient as sending an email. To put that efficiency in perspective, Stellar clears transactions in under 5 seconds for a cost that is literally a fraction of a single cent. It removes the friction that normally drags down global commerce. To understand how it works, we have to look back to 2014. Jed McCaleb, who had previously co-created the Ripple network, launched Stellar as an independent Layer 1 financial network. In plain English, a Layer 1 network means Stellar owns and operates its very own set of digital tracks, rather than renting space on someone else's system. The traditional financial system operates on the equivalent of dial-up internet. Stellar is laying down the fiber optic cables for the future of global money. Those fiber optic speeds recently caught the attention of the DTCC. You can think of the DTCC as the ultimate plumbing system for Wall Street. They are the giant clearinghouse that quietly processes $114 trillion in US securities every single year. The DTCC recently announced a massive shift. They are planning to bring tokenized stocks and US treasuries, meaning digital representations of traditional investments, directly onto the Stellar network. To understand how the DTCC will actually use this system, we need to talk about XLM. XLM is the native digital coin of the Stellar network. It is a required component for anyone wanting to use this infrastructure. This diagram shows the core mechanic at play. Think of XLM as a digital toll. Every time an institution moves assets across Stellar's network, they pay a tiny amount of XLM to the system to authorize that movement. Wall Street has moved past the testing phase. The largest financial clearinghouse in the United States is now preparing to process its digital securities using Stellar's underlying network. Since XLM functions as the network's toll, we need to look at its underlying economics. Right now, the total market value of all XLM sits at roughly $5.3 billion. Stellar has a strict hard cap of 50 billion coins. Currently, 33.5 billion XLM are in circulating supply. But before 2019, the Stellar Development Foundation permanently deleted over 50 billion XLM, an event known as a burn. The economic logic behind destroying half the supply is rooted in scarcity. By reducing the total amount of tokens in existence, the remaining ones should, in theory, be more valuable as the network grows. The creators made a permanent change to the system's mechanics. They ensured that as the network traffic from Wall Street increases, the required toll tokens remain a strictly finite resource. However, a finite supply doesn't always guarantee a high price. Today, XLM is trading at roughly 15.8 cents. On January 4, 2018, the token hit its all-time high of 93 cents. It plunged from that peak, sitting 83% below its historical record. But recent DTCC news breathed life into the market, jumping the price 8% virtually overnight. Looking at the short-term market, traders are watching the 18 to 20 cent range to see if the price can break past its recent ceiling. This is a price level where selling has historically been strong enough to completely stop the coin from moving higher. Despite the recent positive bump and major structural milestones, the historical chart provides a reality check. Long-term holders of XLM have seen the value of their holdings decrease for years. So where does this leave us? The arguments for Stellar's growth are concrete. Institutional adoption is happening now, and the DTCC is actively targeting a live deployment by the first half of 2027. Furthermore, the network is already used for large-scale finance. There are currently $2 billion in real-world assets being managed on the Stellar blockchain right now. But there are also clear risks. Stellar faces intense competition. It is fighting against established rivals like XRP, as well as government-backed digital currencies currently being developed by central banks. And we cannot ignore the historical disconnect. Having a vital technological role has not resulted in a higher price for investors holding the XLM token. Ultimately, Stellar possesses high-quality infrastructure for Wall Street, but the price performance hasn't matched that utility. If you want to explore it yourself, You can trade XLM on Coinbase or on platforms like Binance or the StellarX decentralized exchange. If the DTCC follows through on its plans, Stellar could be one of the most important stories in finance by 2027. We want to hear from you. Drop your 2027 price target for XLM in the comments. Remember, this is not financial advice, and always do your own research before investing. If you want to catch these moves early, be sure to like and subscribe.